Hello, students. This is the second lecture on your fourth poem, A Thing of Beauty. Up to now, we come to know that a thing of beauty. What kind of joy does a beautiful thing provide? Eternal and everlasting. Its loveliness, the loveliness of a beautiful thing, keeps increasing each time we visualize it, and it will never pass into nothingness. Means the joy we get on perceiving a beautiful thing never fades away or dies out. It is a bover quite for us. Beautiful thing, yeah, a thing of beauty provide us pleasant place under the shade of tree, and a good sound sleep full of sweet dreams, good health, and healthy environment to breathe in. That's why on every morrow, that's why on every tomorrow, we are weaving a flowery band to bind us to the bounties of earth. What are we doing every day? We are weaving a flowery band every day to bind us to bounties of nature, because beautiful things inspire and motivate us to survive and give us energy and enthusiasm. What are the flowery bands that bind us to the earth? We come to know that the beautiful things present in nature are like beautiful flowers that we are breathing into a flowery band. These can be sweet memories which keep us connected to the beautiful earth. Why do we breathe ourselves with flowery bands every morrow? Just because um, we don't want to quit this earth and we want to continue living here. And what is the special virtue of beautiful things? As I have told you in the first line, it is a source of permanent joy. It is like an immortal drink from uh, heaven. According to what treasure does a beautiful thing provide? Treasure means khazana. A beautiful thing can provide us a bower. Bower is a pleasant place under the shade of tree. It can provide us sound sleep full of sweet dreams, good health, and healthy environment to breathe in. So far we have come, but we also come to know that uh, we have many bad things in us. What is that? We are depressed. We lack um, we lack noble nature, and because we are depressed, we are hopeless. Why are we hopeless? Just because because of the selfishness and self-centeredness of our near and dear ones. Our days are gloomy just because of it. Gloomy means sad. And because of the trial and tribulations used by our near and dear ones. So, at this time of depression, at this time of upsetness, our time is to find a way out of defeat, deceit, loss of hope, selfishness of our friends and relatives. This is the time, actually here the poet John Keats is realistic in accepting the reality of unpleasant things in life. He is real. He has adopted realistic approach by stating it clearly that accepting it clearly that unpleasant things are the part of life. He is also hopeful by stating that beauty can remove darkness from our lives. Beauty in any shape or form helps in driving away sadness from our lives. And how does the poet celebrate the beauty of a thing? How does the poet present the beauty of a thing? He states that through the trees, nature showers on us blessings of shade. Blessings of shade, by it protects us from heat of sun and also from rain. I suppose No one has any problem up to this. Now continue. From our dark spirits, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. Such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. I would like to tell you here the poet has given the objects of beauty, the things in which we can see, we can visualize the real beauty. And those things are sun, the moon, trees, whether the trees are young or old, and many more which are given on next page. Here, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon. The poet states that whether it is sun, moon, or trees, whether the trees are old or young, they are providing a shady blessing for us. They are like a blessing for us. Boon means blessing. Thereafter, and on next page, for simple sheep, if we talk about the simple sheep, actually simple sheep is the symbol of um, divine and serene beauty. Actually, Jesus Christ is the shepherd, and sheep is connected with Jesus Christ. So he is described. Sheep are described as divine beauty, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in. Here, the poet has presented before us the objects of beauty, the sun, the moon, trees, old or young, simple sheep, which is the symbol of divine beauty, as well as daffodils. Daffodils are the flowers of yellow color, uh, which can blossom in any kind of landform. कहीं भी ये खिल उठते हैं डैफोडिल्स, चाहे वो माउंटेन्स हो, चाहे प्लेन लैंड हो. With the green world they live in, it can blossom in the green surrounding, means forest and clear rills. If we talk about clear rills, what are clear rills? Rills means streams, the clear water of streams that for themselves a cooling covert is covering. Clear rills provide us soothing effect against the hot season. uh, Clear rills, what do clear rills do? They provide us soothing effect against hot season. Actually, um, rills remain, or the water of rill remain cold, although the temperature actually is very high. आप जब देखते हैं कि जब रिवर में आप पानी डालते हैं, रिल पानी में हाथ डालते हैं, तो आपको रियलाइज होता है कि उसका टेम्परेचर काफ़ी डाउन है, एंड यू फील अ कूलिंग इफेक्ट. Although rills remain against hot season, in hot season, but it provides cooling effect to others. uh, yes beta, there are certain questions up to these 2 3 lines. First question can be asked, what does the reference of simple sheep symbolize? um, John Keats has made a specific reference to the sheep. Sheep, as I have just told you, as the symbol of innocent, serene, and divine beauty, as it is connected to Jesus Christ, who was a shepherd. Okay, with the green world they live in, if someone asks you to explain this line, So it can be explained in this way that no living creature can be happy away from nature. And it is in this green world that they find true joy and happiness of life. They find their true joy and happiness of life in the green world, means forest. Next question that can be asked: what proves to be a blessing for sheep? Trees, young and old, provide a green covering, which proves to be a blessing for the sheep. Next question that can be asked: where do daffodils bloom? Daffodils are the flowers which can blossom in all sorts of landforms, and these flowers aren't cultivated by men. These are the example of beauty of nature. What is cooling covered? Cool covering. Uh, it can also be asked what proves to be a pleasant shelter in hot season. So I have just told you the small streams with clear water proves to be a cooling and pleasant shelter. Thereafter, let's continue that for themselves a cooling covered make against the hot season the mid forest brake. Brake is thickest bushes जिसे कहते हैं. The mid forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms. Here, the poet states that actual beauty of nature can be enjoyed in the thick forest. The thick forest, which is brimming, mehekna, with the fragrance of musk rose flowers. Real beauty can be enjoyed in the thickest of forest. I suppose these lines are also clear. And such too is the grandeur of the dooms. Dooms means death day, विनाश का दिन जिसे कहते हैं. Grandeur is grandness, and such too is the greatness of death. Can anyone enjoy or can anyone think that death can be great? Yes, death of the warriors, the great ancestors, the great people who sacrifice their life for the sake of humanity is considered great. I suppose it is clear. We have imagined for the mighty dead. Who are the mighty deads? They are our great forefathers, warriors who sacrificed their lives for the sake of humanity. So there is grandeur even in death of such people. How? How it is great? Because it inspires and motivates others. Their death, the death of great warriors, the death of martyrs, their death inspires and motivates others. I suppose clear? All lovely tales that we have heard or read. Actually, here the poet wants to state that beauty is in everything which we perceive around us. Beauty can be in death, beauty can be perceived in the flowers around us, beauty can be perceived in clear rills, beauty is in simple sheep, daffodils, the sun, the moon, and it is also stated that all lovely tales that we have heard or read um, connected to the death of these great warriors is also quite lovely. It is also quite beautiful. Now, last two lines, but quite important. An endless fountain of immortal drink pouring onto us from heaven's brink. An endless fountain of immortal drink. What is an endless? Here, the poet wants to state that beauty is like an endless mountain which is An immortal drink. Immortal drink means nectar. Beauty of nature is like a nectar which is poured on us from heaven's brink, which is provided to us, which is poured on us from the edge of heaven. Actually, what does Keats consider, and yeah, why does Keats consider an endless fountain of immortal drink, and why he calls it immortal? This question can be asked. Keats actually he considers the joy provided by nature as a never-ending fountain because it uplifts the spirit of human beings. The beauty of nature is a constant source of pleasure as well as delight to human mind and is also like an immortal drink for heaven. John Keats uses the image of an endless fountain of beauty in the shape of earth falling onto us from the extreme edge of sky. It implies that nature has provided us treasure of beautiful thing which is like a nectar for us, which we should admire and love. I don't think there can be any doubt related to the poem up to this. In this page, for simple sheep is a symbol. Cooling covert alliteration has been used. Grandeur of dooms, death day is called great, so antithesis has been used. Mighty dead, dead are called mighty, antithesis has been used. Have heard, alliteration has been used. An endless fountain of immortal drink, beauty is called an endless fountain. ठीक है, so hyperbole has been used here. I suppose the poetic devices related to the poem is clear to all of you. If you have any problem, you can ask. Thank you, students.